Hey, this is Crowder, and I'm here with a good friend of mine, Tedashii, and I'm going to ask him some questions. It's going to be really hard-hitting, journalistic style of discussion. So here's the first question. So your name's Tedashii?
Yes.
All right. So you talk fast in time?
I do.
For a living?
For a living. In time, in rhythm.
Yeah, and you have friends that do this too?
I do as well. A few friends. Guys like Lecrae, Tripley.
Yeah, but y'all have it's like the
116.
click.
Yeah.
It's a click.
Well, you know, depending on the part of the country you're in, we drop the click.
Oh,
you know?
you do?
Yeah, just a bit.
All right. So today we're actually in Ohio.
We would use the click.
We would use the click.
Yeah.
Where do you not use click?
It'd be, West Coast
like
mainly.
In the youth group,
or
they're
maybe
trying
the
to get
youth
rid
group.
of clicks.
Yeah, we don't like factions with children. Let them grow up as a community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, no, for real.
Yeah.
The 116.
116. Yep.
Reach Records.
Yep. Reach Records.
In Atlanta, Georgia.
Yes.
Where it's based.
Yes.
And who all's there? So Lecrae's there, you,
Lecrae,
Trip.
myself, Tripley, we're all in Atlanta, but then you have KB down in Tampa, Florida, Andy's in New York, and then actually Gavi's there now. He's on the label as well. He's in Atlanta, Georgia as well, a member at Passion City, as a matter of fact.
So really Atlanta's like the best city of the ones.
Oh, yeah,
most of the
course.
people there.
There's an envy about the,
I can imagine,
I would
Andy up there in New York,
Yeah.
and he's like, man.
He's missing it a little. He's wishing.
Yeah. They don't have any sweet tea up there.
No, not at all.
So what's the deal? So for real, how did all that come together? What's the idea behind it all, and how'd y'all connect to each other and all that stuff?
Man,
I love it.
Thank you, man. I think, it's weird because Lecrae was already doing music, and it was really just a local. Let me go out and make some music and hand it out to kids at juvenile detention centers, or hit the streets and do music together. And then eventually, as he got more serious, he invited us to be a part of it, just as his friends. I didn't really do music, but I like talking in time. It was fun, and so he was like, "Why don't you do that with me on some records?" And we did. People liked it. But even before the music happened, 116 was this collective of friends who all loved God and wanted to go out and tell other people about Him. And so there would literally be 40 to 45 of us, and we'd just go out on campus, we'd go into the city, and we'd just talk to people about God.
No way.
Yeah.
And then the music was
And
secondary.
the music kind of was secondary to that.
Cool. So the Reach Records thing, when did that start? When did it become official and all that good stuff?
Officially, Reach Records was something our good friend Ben Washer had the label, and he was working with a partner in Dallas. And they had an artist, and that artist didn't want to do music. And around the same time, the partner wanted to leave. Lecrae was thinking about joining the label, and then him and Ben decided to say, why don't we partner together and do this label? And Lecrae's like, that'd be great. I know friends, they really can rap. Maybe we should get them to be a part of it as well. And the rest is history.
That's amazing.
Yeah, bro. It was literally one of those things where it was kind of right place, right time, God's timing, so.
That's beautiful.
We've set time a lot.
So now, Tedashii, so your story is what? We were at school together at the same time. I didn't meet you because you played football and I did not.
Yeah, so we
you
never
were on the
met.
side of campus. They didn't let me go into the athletic
other
side of
side of
things.
campus.
I was over there with the
truthfully,
people.
though, it was the other side of the city. Like, at that time, you had to go to Floyd Casey Stadium, and I'd always bum rides. Like, can I get a ride to practice? So,
oh man, it's a different place now.
Yeah,
so
man.
for real.
But I grew up in Texas, outside of Houston. Moved from that area, the Houston area. Went to college at Baylor. I had an academic scholarship, and then walked onto the football team and walked onto the track team. Yeah, and so once I got involved, they moved me from Martin, put me in the quad, and it was.
That's when I didn't get to see
nope,
you again.
not at all, because most people hung out in the dungeon at Martin, but then eventually I got.
Smell it right now.
Yes, it's bad. And then I got kicked out, and we got put to. I got put in the quad. Was roommates with some track guys, and then that just kind of became life for me up until the point that I got hurt. Couldn't play ball anymore. But while at Baylor, I became a Christian. And the guy that told me about Jesus was the same person who was like, man, you should really try to rap. Like, I think you can rap. Why don't you write raps for Jesus? And at the time, now granted, I had just become a Christian. My favorite rapper was, you know, like dudes like Tupac and guys from Houston like UGK. And so for him to tell me, you need to talk about Jesus, I laughed so hard in his face.
Like it doesn't go together.
No, not at all. I was like, raps for Jesus? I was like, clearly you don't want me to ever have a girlfriend. And he was like, no, trust me, it's gonna work. And so he talked me into doing it, and I ended up doing a talent show where I wrote a song, he sang the chorus, and then we had a friend
at Baylor.
At Baylor. Yeah,
what do you mean by talent show? Was it After Dark?
No, it wasn't.
Oh no,
it
really?
wasn't.
It was
so,
like a legit talent show.
A legit talent show.
Oh,
So
you had a talent.
man, well, I forget the name of the building we were in, but it was one of the sororities on campus, like the AKAs, you know, Black sorority, had a talent show, and they invited everybody to be a part of it. He talked me into doing it, so I go up. I go up last. I go up last. They saved me for last because they didn't know what they were like. You're gonna do. Literally, I wrote down gospel rap, and the girl said, "What are you doing? Is it gospel talk?" I was like, "No, I'm doing hip hop." And she was like, "But gospel hip hop?" And so she literally announced me. So coming to the stage is a guy from Houston. His name's Tedashii. I don't know what he's gonna do, but you guys be nice. And then left the stage. So I walk on stage, and my friend who played track played keyboard. So he recorded a beat, then he played bass, and so he played bass live with a keyboard beat on a Casio keyboard. And then my guy's singing chorus, and I'm rapping. And when it
Do you
was,
remember how it went?
oh, it was horrible.
Do you remember
No, how
any
the
of it?
song went?
Yeah, do you remember?
I don't. The title was called, I remember the title, Are You Ready to Be Down with Christ?
That's so amazing.
I was like, why are we writing novels? Why are we writing novels for titles? It was really bad, bro. It was bad.
That's
It was bad. I regret I shared that now. But anyway.
No, that's good.
Anyway, but he sang the chorus.
Are you ready to
and
be down with
yeah,
Christ?
bro, it was so long. It was so bad. So we finished it, and when I got finished, I opened my eyes and I look up, and like 4 people were like this, and everyone else was like what? And
You
so
were undeterred.
bro, it was bad. I think there were 7 people, and I got 6th.
Oh.
So, you know, when it was over, though, all my friends lovingly came up like, yo, man, great job, great job. But I kept doing it, and even with Lecrae later on in life, decided to do it again, just off the strength that at Baylor, it gave me distinction. Now on the team, on campus, in the quad, that's that Christian guy. That's that Christian guy. And I had a friend who played football. He was from Houston. He went home during the summer, and in one summer, he got arrested on 2 drug charges, and he got a girl pregnant. And then he came back to school, and he had tons of stuff on his mind. 2 a.m., I get a knock on my door, and it's him. And he said, man, I just got to talk to somebody real. He said, for you to stand up and do what you did at that talent show, you got to be real. Like, to be able to go on stage and do that, I believe you really love God. Help me. And so that was the moment when I realized this brings distinction, and maybe even it can provide distinction in a sense for people to come to know who he is too. So,
Dude, that's amazing.
So it was good, man. It was the first time I ever really gave full-hearted attention to it. And so, you know, I go from a talent show at Baylor to, you know, out on the road with Crowder.
Oh, please, right?
Man,
I mean,
look,
dream come
look,
true.
You know,
Totally.
I didn't get to meet you at Baylor either because I
I
couldn't
was
sing.
over in the non-athletic part of
But
the
I couldn't
campus.
sing. They didn't let me over there. I went in once. They were like, go.
I couldn't
go.
sing either. I still can't. No, so now Tedashii's like Tedashii. So how many records have you put out?
I have 4 records, 5 records.
Okay.
Yeah.
Talk about the progression of life that has gotten into your art.
Yeah. So, you know, when I first started doing music, of course, it's always about where you are in the moment. So, you know, I'm writing about what it's like to date or to struggle with affording bills as a student. Or, you know, I'm writing about love, getting married, all that stuff. And so it's always been a part of, life has always been a part of what I wrote and what I did. But the bulk of it was always, I'm unashamed of the gospel, and I'm preaching truth through my music, and I'm saying all these things that are true to where I am in life. But then, you know, eventually life happens, you grow up. Like for me, I got married, started having kids. And for me, one of the most pivotal moments in life, of course, is when my wife and I, we lost our son, Chase. And that changed everything for me. You know, it's almost as if someone put me in a new city with a new life altogether and said, okay, go be someone different now, because I couldn't go back to who I was. And so in light of that, music for me now I'm trying to find the balance. I think this tour has been a part of that, where I'm trying to find the balance between celebrating who I am in God while being honest about who I am on earth. And I feel like that's been my wrestle for the last year and a half. Who is that person as an artist, as a husband, as a father? What am I going to be able to do to fully communicate who I am to God, but who I am on earth as well?
Yeah,
So,
that's it. That's beautiful. Well, what do you see going forward? Where's Tedashii going? I'm gonna be following.
bruh, the Apollo Theater. No, I'm just playing. Just playing. Rubbing the wood. Why do you know what that is? That's amazing.
Hey, I'm
That's
sorry about that.
amazing. That's amazing. Anyway,
So white.
no. That's so awesome. Man, honestly, looking forward to touring more, and then working on music that kind of fits that lane of being an individual that is fully proud and bold about who I am in God, but at the same time, being real about who I am on this earth. So,
Man, you know what I love? Lecrae has obviously had a splash outside of Christian culture.
yeah,
And I love that, he's definitely presenting himself as someone who is following Jesus out there. And then, like the Andy did with the Esquire thing.
Whoa.
Dude, how cool
well,
is
the song
that?
was already phenomenal. It was fire.
Right.
So that was
No,
amazing.
but-
that Esquire
oh, man,
nod,
dude, that was hysterical.
And it was an apology. It was,
Okay,
so,
listen.
yeah, it was huge.
Yeah,
It
so
was
here's
huge.
the deal. So Esquire
Yes.
puts out this deal like Wiz Khalifa.
Yeah.
Of course, somebody's gonna do a remix deal of Stranger Things. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I mean, did you watch that deal?
Amazing show.
It's scary, man.
Yeah,
it's
bro.
like Steven Spielberg makes Stephen King. It's like,
Exactly.
I don't know. I couldn't sleep for like a week.
Yep.
And so then, of course, that soundtrack. That's my favorite part of the whole show. Is
Best
when
part
the
of the show.
screen, the little title thing comes up. It's perfect
It's
font.
amazing.
It's beautiful color.
Yeah.
And then there's that cool track, and you're like, of course somebody's gonna do it.
Right.
And then Esquire says that, oh, Wiz Khalifa, of course somebody's gonna do it. He's the first one to do it. And Andy's like, nope.
Actually.
and then all y'all's folks,
Yeah.
they get him hitting up, and then Esquire has to issue an apology.
Yeah.
And what I love about it is that then Esquire's like, and actually, Andy's track kills Wiz
Actually, it's
Khalifa's.
way better
It's
than
way
Wiz
better
Khalifa
than Wiz
track.
Khalifa's
All could ever be.
That's what I love. It's
Yeah, bro.
quality
Yeah.
stuff that competes with everything out there
Yeah.
because y'all are doing exactly what you said. It's
Yeah,
like
bro.
in the present tense,
Yeah.
speaking real life, and I
That's
love
the
it.
hope, man. I'm trying to kill it. If I'm on a track, I'm trying to kill it. I'm sorry, I'm getting
No,
emotional.
I got excited there
Got a
briefly.
little
I was also
emotional.
going to run. I was going to run. You look aggressive.
I got a little aggressive.
Okay, one last little deal.
Yeah.
Now we have an agreement that we made one evening because you tend to fall asleep in the front lounge area.
I do.
And I asked you, like, do you prefer to be up here, or do you prefer to be in your bunk?
Oh.
And you said, do you remember this?
No, I don't at all.
See, he was asleep when we made the agreement, and you said to me, no, of course I'd rather be in my bunk.
Yeah.
And I go, okay, is it cool if I like wake you up and be like, hey bro, time for bed?
Oh.
Do you remember this?
I do remember this.
Okay, and so then that's what I've been doing. Like if I
Yes.
see you up there sleeping,
Yes.
you'll be watching the television, and then I'm so jealous. You just like go like this.
I'm out. Yes.
And you could look like, and so here's what I do. I'll come up and I'll tap you and be like, Tedashii. You'd be like, you go, time for bed. You go, all right.
All right, good night.
Dude, it's like you ain't even asleep at
It's
all.
my spiritual gift. My
I
wife
don't
says it's my
understand.
spiritual gift to fall asleep anywhere calmly.
It's impressive.
And then wake up calmly.
We're in an Uber. You're like, we're going to such and such.
All right, good night. Yes. At any moment.
You're gone.
Gone.
You're gone. Anyway, there's lots of things I admire about you, and that's one of them.
I appreciate that.
All right.
Envy
This
that.
is Tedashii. And he's with the 116 click. Depending on what part of the country you're in, we use the click or not.
Yeah.
But anyway, love you, dude.
Love you, bro.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.